right, so you let me know which of these four you would like to pick, and then the other three I'm just going to put as a backdrop.
I'm a simple man, so I'm going to take the one on the top.
On the one on the top. All right. And that's actually the one that I had put there for you initially. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna let him choose though. All right, so we'll do this. Put the camera down a little bit further. And then we'll do this. All right, and so let me kind of tee you up and the folks at home. The idea behind this segment is, there's so many random fun stories that can come about that you would never get out of just me asking questions during like an interview. But if a card comes out, a fighter, and it, makes you think about where you were when you watched that fighter and that fight, or a fun story of someone you maybe met randomly, that's kind of the idea of doing this segment as well. But the benefit for the viewers is we have plans to give these cards away. Me and Damien connected before this, and we said the only two cards off limit are two of his PCs, which is going to be Sean O'Malley and Max Holloway. Everything else, no matter how good or bad it is, we will be giving that away, and he'll give more information on that. Damien, do you want to do that here, or do you want to tee that up later once you have the idea fully flushed out?
No, I think we'll make the people wait. We'll make them sweat
I
on
love
it.
it.
So
I love
we'll
it.
announce how the people can win these cards at the end of the rip.
Perfect. All right. So you guys know the drill. 20 packs in here. We will go through them somewhat fast because we don't have to talk on every fighter that's in here. But I'll let Damien kind of stop me. If there's anything that comes to my mind, I will make sure to touch on that as well. All right. And then I'll be mindful of any delay that you have on your end, Damien. It looks like we already maybe have something in the back. All right. So Gilbert Burns. Yair Rodriguez. I watched him against Volk during International Fight Week. That was a fun fight.
Him versus Max was a great fight as well.
Yeah, that was a good fight.
Yeah.
Bo Nickel, who I'm not
So Nico,
understanding the prices we
what
see
do you think?
for him. Yeah, go for it, David.
What do you think about Bo in general? You think he's got what it takes?
You know, I like him. I don't know that I've seen enough and how he's going to look. It's always hard to assess how a fighter's going to do when he hasn't fought the type of talent that lives within like the top 5, top 10, right? Because no matter how great he looks, there's levels to it. And you start to see some of that even with like what happened this past weekend, right? With Volk and Ilya. Like a lot of people weren't giving Ilya credit just because they weren't really sure if he could step up to that next level of competition. So for Bo, I'm excited. I'm always a fan of the UFC being able to create superstars based off of them being able to step up to the plate and do well. So I'm always rooting for most of these guys. What are your thoughts on Bo Nickel?
Yeah, exactly same thing. I think he's great for the sport. He's great for the hobby, but definitely untested yet. So hopefully for the sport and for the hobby, he keeps kicking goals and getting through the ranked opponents all the way to the top. It's going to be fun to
Yeah,
watch.
he's scheduled already, right? He's on UFC 300, if I'm not
USA
mistaken, right?
300, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. All right, look, what do we got back here? It
Big
is
velocity, maybe.
it's a lightweight, and oh, that's a nice card. I'm a big fan of Armin Surukian. I think
Mm-hmm.
I think he has a lot of potential too. What
Yeah,
are your thoughts? What are your thoughts
Charlie
on him?
Olives. Yeah, he's as I said. I think it's going to be a great fight between him and Charles Oliveira, and I think they are easily the top three in the lightweight division at the moment.
Yeah,
I know a lot of Poirier and probably Chandler fans are going to be not happy with that, but he's definitely the future of the lightweight division. But is he good enough to beat Islam or Charles Oliveira is yet to be seen, but he's definitely looked good so far.
yeah, that's a really nice card. All right, let's keep going. Who do you got in that, Armin Surukian or Charles?
You can't back against Charles Oliveira. I don't think he always does something special when I think people are against him. So
Yeah, I had Dustin against him, and I had Justin against him, and you saw how that
yeah,
went. Mateus Gamrot, Michael Chandler, who's been sidelined for way too long.
he's appearing in WWE these days. I saw.
Yeah, you saw that? I saw some people's take on that being like, welcome to the TKO era, and like it rubbed them the wrong way that now you have UFC fighters at these events using that type of a platform to do that. Now, I see you're on mute, so maybe the dogs are barking. If you need to run, go for it. I could pause here real quick while you do that and actually get my top loaders and some of the um, other materials I need. Feel free to do that. No worries. And we're not going to cut this, folks. We want this to be all organic. Let's see. We do have a hit back here too, though. So I'm curious to see what we get. All right. Go. We got that. And let's get this. Let's see what we get. First, let us take care of Armin Sarukian. This is a 5 out of 79. This is a really, really nice card. I'm excited to see who's going to take this home. If you're not a fan yet, you might be after that Charles fight. He just finished coming off a really, really good performance against Benio. Benio's never been finished the way that Armin did, so keep an eye on him if you aren't already. All right, so that's going to be one of our hits to highlight at the end. Let me see. Yeah, back here we have something blue. We will see what we get. Let me move this out of the way now. If you aren't already and you like this type of content, you know what to do. Make sure to subscribe. I release content like this on a weekly basis for MMA enthusiasts. So it's this type of content, interviewing folks on the street, just fun content around what's happening at press conferences or other interviews or other engagement that fighters have on social media. So definitely, if you like that type of content, this is your place. All right, Damien, we're back.
Yeah, no, I can only agree with what you just said. I think you're obviously getting started in the space, you're making big waves already, so it's really cool. So people need to hit the subscribe button for sure.
I appreciate that, sir. All right, so we have a hit back here. Did you have any thoughts on Michael Chandler?
It's gonna be fun. I hope he gets the Conor fight. I hope for his sake he gets the Conor fight because he's definitely wasting his career waiting on it. But
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see what happens.
All right, let's see what we got back here. We have a middleweight.
A rated rookie.
And Chidi autograph. Not bad.
Not bad at all. Is that they're numbered? Are they? Is that number 2?
Yeah, this is number 2. This is a
49?
7 out of 49. Any fighter that you're looking to hit beyond your PCs for your viewers.
Let's get a rated rookie for Bo Nickel for someone. I think.
All right.
A coloured rated rookie. Let's make some money. Let's make some money for someone.
Let's make some people some money. All right, here we go. When does Young come back? I don't know when he's scheduled to fight again.
He is scheduled. Is he fighting Rakic?
Is it?
No, Rakic is.
No. No, Rakic is Jiri. Rakic is Jiri.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we'll have to look it up.
Scheduled then.
Look at that. What are the odds of that?
That packs a 1-1 at least. Yeah. I haven't seen that before. I've never seen that before.
All right. Let's see. We got a fan favorite, everyone's favorite.
He's got to be next for WWE. I can just see it now. He'll come out to the Colby Youssef music and to the Kurt Angle music. Everyone will be confused thinking it's Kurt Angle.
Yeah, they'll be like, what's going on? Do you think he takes that fight with Ian, or do you think that even if he doesn't want to, the UFC kind of forces his hand because of where he is in his record right now, in his career? You'd think no, huh?
No, I don't think so. I think Colby does what he wants to do, and I can't see him taking a fight against Gary. I mean, not to say it never would happen, but I'll be surprised if it does, but we'll see.
Maybe you think, and do you think that's because you think Ian needs a few more wins before Kobe is like, all right, now it makes sense, or you think he just doesn't want that fight, period?
I just say, not to say he's scared of him or anything. I just think that you know what Colby's like. He acts like he doesn't even know who Shavkat, and I remember he
Yeah,
pretended he didn't know who Chimaev was in the
yeah,
beginning as well. So it's just part of his character. I actually, as I said, I think his next move is WWE. To be completely honest, but we'll see.
yeah. He can do well. He definitely can do well. All right, Tito Ortiz.
Speaking of the man,
Hmm.
I loved him so much at the start. I remember I even bought. He had these Huntington Beach Bad Boy shirts that like for merch, and I bought one. I was living in Australia at the time. Paid all the overseas shipping and everything. It was an expensive shirt, but that was how much I was sort of into the whole Tito
Yeah.
Ortiz thing at the time. And then as I said, literally 12 months later, I just grew out of him. I don't know what happened, but
I mean, it
um,
was I think he doesn't do well in front of a camera, right? He always like stumbles over his words and like every trash talk that he's ever tried to do, it never really goes that well. So I feel like that layered with Chuck just being who he became and how
mm,
that worked out in that duel, it was tough. But I think, ultimately I know diehard MMA fans still respect Tito and what he did for the sport, but it is funny to
yeah,
see like a lot of the mashups you see online of Tito and him trying to go into politics and all that good stuff, you know?
yeah, yeah.
Carlos Oberg, rated rookie,
Ooh,
and
out of city kickboxing.
City Kickboxing. And then we got Zach's favorite, his breakfast cards. We have Jan, who's fighting Wei Lee. Is that at 300 as well? Is
That is
that
a weight
in your
300. Yep.
300,
Yep. It's
right?
in
Okay.
300. Yep. The co-main event, I believe. Oh, no, sorry. Not that leads into Max versus Gaethje.
Gaethje. Okay.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
So
What
the
did you think
co-main
while I
event.
do this? What did you think of the main event being announced for 300?
To be honest, they could have named Khabib versus anything less than Khabib versus GSP was always going to be a letdown. The way that they sort of built it and then they fumbled it so long. Like I understand there's contractual problems and things
Yeah.
happen in real life, and it's hard to. But yeah, the way that they handled it was pretty poor. I think a lot of people feel like that, and then to have that as the main event, it really seems like they just maybe pushed that card forward. That could have been the main event for 301, for example, and they've just sort of
Yeah.
tried to bring it forward. I think they had a lot of big plans that obviously didn't work out, which is sad. Sad for
Yeah.
fans, but
Yeah.
we'll all still watch it anyway. So
Correct. Yeah, no, for sure. We'll still watch it, and I think it's still a great fight. I just don't think Jamal's name, unfortunately, draws for more of the casuals, which I think, say what you will about casuals, but when you have a fight the casuals are interested in as well, there it creates an extra like layer of excitement and buzz that, through the engagement, through the impressions on social media, the way the UFC sees that they can push. I don't know that that's that card for me. I'm still going to enjoy it, but to your point, it felt very last minute, and Jamal confirmed that by saying that he had just been told about the fight the Friday before. If my sources are correct about him saying that, right? Like that's insane that he just found out a day before they announced that fight.
yeah,
So, and then you had kind of a on the same topic, you had the Leon Edward. They had said that they gave him 3 fights and that all he was okay with any of those, and that all 3 opponents turned it down. And I think Ariel touched on who those 3 were, and that included Shafkat. I want to say Kamzat, and there was what was the other name that I was surprised. We'll get it and we'll put it on the screen. But yeah, I'll watch it, but it's definitely not the main event that people want it.
yeah. I think for the true MMA fan, obviously Gaethje and Holloway is enough, and
Yeah,
that should be the main event. I'm a little bit sad. I know I'm a little bit biased because I'm such a big fan of Holloway, but the fact that the casuals aren't excited about Holloway versus Gaethje escapes me because that should be the fight that even the casuals are talking about because that's such a crazy fight. But
you're right. They should be, and I don't know. I don't know if that's due to the UFC not putting more of their marketing machine behind it. Because to your point, you would think there's some of that, but yeah, you're right. It hasn't created that much of a buzz outside of the hardcore MMA fan base who knows what the BMF belt stands for and what it is.
yeah. But no, Justin Gaethje, I mean, when was he ever in a boring fight? Never.
Yeah,
And that's why you
yeah.
would think he would extend outside to even the casuals would know him. But I don't know I don't know where the lost connection is between Justin
Yeah.
Gaethje and his performances and the casuals, because there's something missing there, because as I said, it makes no sense.
Yeah, maybe we'll see a bigger push for UFC 300, and we'll get a lot more of the casuals as we get closer to the event. But at the same time, you don't want to overshadow 299. The fight coming up this weekend with who is it? Moreno versus Rival, and then you have
Yeah.
Yair versus Rodrigo. No,
Ortega.
Yair versus Ortega. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So maybe we will get a little bit more of that buzz in the coming weeks.
Yeah, we hope
Tom
so.
Aspinall. Saeed, got Derek Lewis, and look at that. You can never be
Ooh,
mad with a Alexander Volkanovski card. I'm still a big fan. This is numbered 191 out of 199. I will take that all day.
nice.
That's a really good card. Yeah, while
How
we're
did you
on
like
him, I mean,
it?
yeah, go
How
for
did you
it.
like the look of Optic comparatively to Optic 2023, which are opening now, comparatively to like the Optic of 2022? Did you like the designs better from this
Yeah,
last
yeah.
year? Or
I did, but for the most part, coming into the sport, having come into this sport of cards late 2023 actively, right? Even though I knew they were around since 21 and 22, I really got into my own collection until the end of last year. And having that be the case, I really started with just wanting numbered stuff. So I'm really comparing a lot of like all this stuff to 2022 optic, same thing, numbered stuff. So I actually like both evenly, but I haven't put too much attention to all like the base artwork, or those breakfast ones or the firework ones. Like I almost kind of run through those pretty quickly and set them to the side and have like things that I want to do with that as well. I have a whole case
yeah,
full of them where at some point I want to give them away. But yeah, to answer your question, I like both. What I will say is I agree with your recent take on how the Topps product looks. Like even if it is numbered or not, I don't know that I would want any of that. Like just from a pure artwork, point of view. I'm glad they gave me the chance to cancel my pre-order, because I did actually.
oh, okay,
When the issue came out,
no,
I decided to just cancel it mainly because I was like, if we're right about the product not really landing with people, there might be the initial like wave of the price continue to go up, but then I think people are going to want to offload, and I'll come
yeah.
in later or buy singles at that point.
Yeah, well, it all depends on what they plan on doing with other sets as well. Because we saw the same thing with Panini products. The first release was Prism, prices are sky high, and then
Hmm.
another product comes out like Select, or we had Don Russell as well last year. So then once the newer release comes out, then you see gradually the prices fall for the previous release after that. So
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I speak
So I'm
about
just
FOMO
gonna.
a lot in my. I speak about
I,
a lot about FOMO in my content, and I think, yeah, even I need to take my own advice sometimes, but because it is hard.
well, you
But the
started already.
longer,
You started by removing your watch list, so that's one good step in the right direction of removing some layers
yeah,
of FOMO.
and as an update for that, that's been one of the best things I've ever done. Actually,
Really?
it's made a massive difference. I've stopped scrolling mindlessly. I was scrolling every night. It started on my watch list. I would check through my watch list every night to see what's sold, what's still there, and then I would then obviously go into other searches as well from that. But I would
Yeah.
spend too much time scrolling in the evenings on my phone every night, and that's actually stopped. So I'm very, very happy about that
And
decision.
I'm the opposite. I have a lot on my watch list, but I don't scroll through my watch list. I let the notifications come up on like an auction or a price drop or an offer, but I'm really more trying to see what was newly listed than I might want to snipe if it's a buy now or offer or something for auction to be prepared for it. But yeah, if it hits my watch list, I'm sure there's so many things in there that I have no idea they're there until the auction's coming up.
Yeah,
Or until it says you missed it, right? Like you missed it and it got away from you.
yeah.
Crowd favorite, Ian Gary, also someone who we rep at Vayner Sports. So I got to show my guy some love, but I understand. I understand with the folks and how they feel about him. What did you think of his performance?
It was Jeff Neal is a tough fight for anyone. So it was a close fight. I saw, as you said on the Ariel's show just recently, he was a little bit confused as to why it wasn't 30-27. I think it was closer to 29-28. But yeah, it was. I was fine with him with the win. I think he did enough to get the win as well. And Jeff Neal's a step up for his competition as well compared to
Yeah.
his previous fight. So to be fair, Ian Gary's going from strength to strength. So.
Yeah, I thought it was a smart performance, right? And I think a lot of fighters have that fight. It's like Izzy's fight against Yoel, right? He wasn't gonna go in there and like put himself in harm. So it was like bring the fight to me and I'll kind of move around. So I understand the type of performance people needed him to have in order to kind of wash away a lot of all the noise that's going on in the background, but this was not the guy to play around with, So
Yeah.
I'm happy that he took the W, and my heart was like just pumping the entire fight.
It's interesting to
Comes
see
up
how
to
many
my
people have jumped off his bandwagon in forms of in terms of the card market as well. A lot of people sort of trying to jump out of the Ian Gary market as well these days.
I feel, that's interesting you say that because I feel like his cards are still competitively priced and sought after based off the auctions I've tracked. Like, though there's no activity on it leading into it, right? Like the way with most cards, but they always end up going for definitely above average on what every other UFC card goes for.
I think yeah, above average, but not where they were 12 months ago, for example.
Okay, yeah, and that's probably the context you have that I don't. Where were they 12 months ago, versus where they're at now? But how much of
Yeah.
that is also just where the entire hobby is at? Ken Shamrock in our favorite outfit.
Yeah. Him and Tito had the best back and forths.
Yeah, that was fun. And then we have a rated rookie, Raul Rosas.
Mm.
Now, should I be airing these episodes in order? Folks are gonna see that we hit an auto of this with Zach.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that was a nice card to hit. And then we have another Kobe. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, I gotta say my favorite aspect of Optic and this product in general is just how many packs you get. Like I know it's only 4 cards, but it makes it feel like you're going through a lot more than just
Yeah.
getting like a blaster box or something.
Yeah, definitely. It feels like you're getting more for your money for sure.
Frank Beer, and we have something in the back. Let's save that real quick. A Holly Home.
Load it up.
Okay. And then what do we got here? It's a bantamweight. It's a bantamweight. It's another auto.
Oh, it's an autograph. These look
Yeah.
cool this year. I liked them this year compared to last year.
And let's see. Let's see if we can drop this slowly. That, yeah, that's a tough one to call. Not bad. Peter Yan.
There they are.
That's a nice one. I like it.
That is. That's a nice looking card, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
It's
This is
kind of weird though. Go back
167
to
out of
the
199.
his
Yep.
they've got his hands in the way of the optograph text.
so, so I will say that when you caught that detail, I don't mind that. I actually think that's pretty cool to me. Personally, I like how they're coming out of the border, and I've heard other people be like, "What the hell's the border for then?"
Yeah,
like
yeah. No,
like
that's
I like
exactly
that.
my like. Yeah. You're
I
telling me
like that element.
they couldn't have cropped that picture and just sunk him down a little bit lower, so he still had his hands in there, but maybe not his belly button. Cut his belly button out, and yeah, that stuff grinds my gears.
You know what really grinds my gears?
I'll tell you that right
Yeah.
now, Alex.
Is the term or the phrase "grinds my gear" something that you got from Family Guy? Because that's where I feel like I learned that.
No,
Or is that
actually no, it might be just a more Australian term, I think. But yeah, haven't used that one for a while actually.
Yeah, no, that's something that I picked up from there. You want to know what really grinds my gears? All right, look who we got. Look who we got.
Ooh, we got him. I'm happy with
We
that. I
got
got
him.
one card. See,
There you go.
what's something that's really cool for me? Like now I can have that card and I can tie it back to us
Yeah.
getting together and making this video. So that's what
That's
it's
right.
all about for me. It's very
That's
cool.
right. Robert Whitaker. I was so happy that he got
Such a
this
good
W.
fight.
It was
Such a
such a
good
good
fight.
fight, and I felt good about him winning. But Paulo Costa, that kick is exactly what I feared, right? Or a big punch, and knowing that Robert always gets loose knees in his fights, but finds a way to recover. So I was happy that he got that W.
I couldn't, it goes to show, I don't think Paulo Costa lost any stock in that fight because he is just as
No,
tough as they come. That front leg was beat up after the first 2 minutes of the fight, and the way he just walked forward the whole fight, I thought for sure he's going to get stopped because of this leg kicks he's eating. But as I said, to his credit, to his toughness, he just kept going forward and kept taking the fight. So that was my fight
that
of the night.
was
How that did not get fight of the night bonus was
yeah.
absolutely crazy.
Well, Dana said in the press, he's like,
After
I'll
someone
take care
asked
of him.
him,
Yeah,
yeah,
but I was
I think it
shocked.
was
I was
Oscar.
shocked as well.
It was. I think it was Oscar Willis from MacLife who actually asked him, "Are you going to chuck him some extra money?" Then he was a little bit, "Oh yeah, okay, I'll look after him."
We got a rated rookie there that was numbered as well. Let me put this here. Let's see. What was this?
Who's
So
that?
yeah,
Is
it
that
was
not Aaron?
72 out of 99, and this is Maria Godinez Gonzalez.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's not a bad one. We got some good
yeah.
hits so far.
The rated rookie in the blues, especially the blue parallels, matching with the rated rookie blue emblem. They look really cool as well.
Do you have any female fighters that you PC or are close to a PC of them?
Yeah, I've got a couple of Nunes cards. She's the
Nunes.
greatest of all time, and I've watched all of her fights ever since she beat up Ronda Rousey. So
Yeah.
I've got a lot of fond memories of watching Amanda Nunes just beat up some people. So I've got
That's
some
a
cards
nice
of
one.
hers.
Mike Beltran. Is that the only I know Muhammad Makayev. A lot of potential there as well.
Definitely.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
Amanda's the
female
only
PC.
female?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a couple of Pena cards. They were more to buy in order to get graded and sell, and because I believe that Pena will be in line for a bantamweight championship
Yeah.
fight now that obviously Nunes has retired. So I do have a couple of her cards. They're not something that I would consider to be PC. They're more what I would consider to be inventory to sell onwards. So we'll see what happens with them.
Look at that. That's a Pena from an Immaculate. It's a 3 of 3. I
Is
really like
that
just the way it looks. This is from
2023?
Yeah, 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really
Nice.
just like the layout of this itself. So not necessarily someone that I thought I'd PC, but I don't mind having that in my collection. I would say Thug
Yeah.
Rose and Valentina are the two that I'm trying to slowly have a nice little collection of,
Yeah. No, they're two popular, two of the more popular ones for sure, female fighters. And Joe made a great point actually when we had a talk a few videos back, and he said it's really cool that the UFC community embrace the female fighters as well when it comes to collecting cards.
Was the takeaway to try to get female collectors to embrace the cards?
No,
Or just
what he meant was just the fact in general that even us card collectors, we embrace the female fighters, and a lot of
got
the
it. Yeah, yeah.
UFC collectors have female fighters as a part of their PCs. Comparing to other sports, I don't know how many people say they
WNBA and things like that.
WNBA, and same with the
Yeah.
women's soccer. I know there's lots of people who probably collect the women's soccer for some of the big US names, but
Yeah. Molly McCann. I missed her last fight where she won and did really well and apparently won a lot of fans over again. But yeah, so I got to go back and watch that.
Yeah, she broke the poor girl's arm in the armbar, so it's pretty nasty.
Shit. Who was she fighting?
Diana, I can't recall her last name, but her first name's Diana someone. But yeah,
that's rough. All right, we got Matt Serra, Corey, another VSP athlete we rep.
I don't want him to fight Sean. I'm worried about that
fight. That's going to be a fun fight. And another Tito. Well, Sean really wants that Ilya. How do you feel about that for him?
Wow. Okay.
Once again, I don't know. He's going up a weight class and fighting a guy who obviously has crazy power in his hands. So, although he's short, Ilya,
that height difference is a big thing.
But mind you, Marab's very short as well. So I think that plays into favour for Sean for sure. How good his distance management is and his pace.
We got you in
Put the
Max.
Max.
We got you in Max.
Nice.
Not bad.
One for each.
And then we got another Ian Gary.
Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Breakfast. And then we have a shot cut, which I always like hitting shot cuts.
Yeah.
It's a fun one.
Yeah, he's definitely a future champ for sure. Shot cut.
Yeah, I think Sean would look good against Ilya. That length would play such a role, and he's good at moving. So as long as he doesn't get caught, but I like that fight for him.
Yeah, I want to see him stay at bantamweight. To be fair, I want to see him do a bit of a run at bantamweight.
I hit this guy so often. I really need to go and watch his fights. Like I have no idea if he's good or not.
Tatsuro
It's
Taira.
Tatsuro Taira. Yeah, is he good?
Probably the biggest prospect out of the men's flyweight division at the moment for sure.
Yeah, I gotta
he's
go
undefeated
put some
too.
respect on
I'm
his
pretty sure
name.
he's undefeated. Someone in the comments can correct me, but I'm rather sure he's undefeated. Got a rated rookie. Here we go. It's a red. It's a
Bantamweight. It's a bantamweight.
Bantamweight. Carla Phillips. Nope.
Javid Basharat. Javid Basharat. And this is 112 out of 199. I think we got 5 more packs to go. Let's see.
We're doing good on the red parallels for this box.
Yeah, I'm surprised with how much we have
I
here.
think.
We have a lot. We'll definitely recap at the end, but we have a ton that's coming out of here. This is a good pack to be on the receiving end of. All right. Aljamain. He's fighting Cater, right? So I wonder how that's going to go down.
UFC 300.
Yeah. Stipe. That's going to be the Jones fight later this year. Also someone that we rep. Rob Font. And Jessica Andrade. And Jessica fought Mackenzie 2 fights ago, right? Or 2 fights ago for Mackenzie. Like that's who like dropped Mackenzie Dern pretty aggressively multiple times throughout the fight.
She's got another fight coming. I think she's fighting at 300 or something as well. She fights every few months.
She's active. Matt Hughes, one of my favorites from like the OGs that I follow, and I met him as well in downtown LA, like randomly one time. His fist is like the size of my head. He's so big.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's not tall, but his fists are just ridiculous.
Yeah, but he's just I remember, obviously watching him too. He's just a really thick, solid dude. Even though he's not tall, but he's just a real solid.
Just a country boy. Look at that, Mackenzie Dern.
Farmer strength.
Yeah, exactly. For real. Patrick Sabatini, rated rookie. And I know that Mackenzie didn't look that great during her recent outing either. I was in commute before being able to catch that, but I heard that she was getting ragdolled.
She fought Lamos, and Lamos was just went 5 rounds with the champion. So I mean that was a big step up for Mackenzie as well.
Yeah. Adesanya.
Do you think Adesanya's comeback's going to be one of the biggest in history of the sport?
Alex Pereira. I do. I think he's going to come back and do really well. I think people are counting him out a little bit too soon, but I do think he comes back, makes some noise, and calls it, maybe 2-3 more fights? He doesn't have that much longer. Doesn't need to be here much longer. You know what I mean? He has to know when to call it, but I am excited to see that return. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, me too. No, I definitely agree. I think he makes a comeback, and when it does, it's massive. And then, as you said, I think he gets maybe 2, maybe max 3 more fights. But I don't want to see him against Pereira at light heavyweight. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, that he might get flatlined at that class. Yeah, for sure. Zhang Wei Li, we got our Yuri, Anthony Hernandez, who looked great this past weekend.
He did. I didn't pick him. I picked Kopylov to win that. Yeah.
That was me too, if I'm being honest. But just because I hadn't watched Anthony too much, but he looked solid. And then another Saeed to round out this box. And so to do a recap, Let's move your Max, and let's move your Sean O'Malley. So we have our Javit rated rookie. This is 112 out of 199. I put the Authority of the Octagon as well. Mike Beltran. This isn't numbered, but just a nice card. And then we have our Maria Godinez Gonzalez rated rookie. This is out of 99, 72 out of 99. We got our Peter Yan outside of the border. That's what it should be called. Peter Yan outside of the border.
That's all right. I would be all right with that. At least they would be being straightforward.
167 out of 199. Panini, give me credit or
Yeah.
tops. Alexander
yeah.
Volkanovski, 191
Yeah,
out of
number.
199. We have Cheaty, rated rookie, auto, 7 out of 49. And then Armin Sarukian, who I know it's hard to bet against Charles Oliveira, but I think he's going to give him a run for his money. And this is 5 out of 79. Really, really nice card here, too.